successful man. But he had one problem. He had a challenge in his life. He went through that challenge, but he couldn't rise up again. So it's about a matter of mindset. So I didn't believe in that. So I started becoming broke. That's the reason why I didn't continue university. So that's the company. It's called Calculus, and the new one, the startup, is called Eden. Okay. So why did I come up with this? Because when I started this company, I started at the year 2007. We had employees. We hired employees, programmers, designers. 3 months, they quit. 6 months, they quit. Business went up and down, meeting clients, they asked me portfolios. When you start a business, how the hell do you have portfolios? How do you bloody convince people that you're good? How? And you want to be honest? That's where I learned about bullshitting has importance in business. My conscience did not like it, but it was a part of it. So what I did some screenshots from some template monster website, took some beautiful websites, and just told the client, this is my portfolio. But just to get the order 1, 2, 3 orders so that I can prove. But then I realized that was wrong, because you can't keep doing business with the desire to just run for sales. You're not happy. I got the money, but I was not happy. And then I was handling people, I was handling employees, and and then you reach to a point that you feel insecure. Let's say, what if your programmers leave you? How will you fulfill the projects? What if your designers leave you? And then when the customer comes to the office, you don't want them to meet them, because in today's world, customers can even come to your employer and say, come work for me. So it's nuts. So then I realized that I went for a workshop. But on Tuesdays, I take 1 hour off of their working time. I tell them to write a full page of A4 of what they are grateful about. Full page with font size 12 and handwriting, no typing. The reason why I tell them to do that is because we human, what I've learned in meditation, I'm grateful that Alex yesterday emphasized a lot of things, is that we are so cluttered, we are so used to using our mind, that there is a block between our heart and our mind. The only way to dig it through is to keep writing down what you're grateful about. That's a process where you actually open the block. Because when you write down what you're grateful about, you will get stuck. And when you're stuck, that's the point you're actually entering the block. Otherwise, as long as you can keep writing, you're writing from your mind. The minute you unblock, that's when you switch. Then you will be shocked. You can write 3 pages without effort, because your heart is saying thank you, not your mind. So that's the point I shared with them. Creativity in my company, I tell them, Indonesia is blessed with creative people and lazy people. Because you're lazy, that's why I created it. Yeah? So I told them, use this as your strength. Not developing something new, but using it as an approach to solve a problem. So, the word problem actually is because I get $5 every time I use that in my office. We changed the word problem to challenge. Yeah. So in the office in Indonesia, we call it tantangan. Jadi nggak boleh ngomong masalah. Masalah.
On the Sunday, I don't know how to speak. Yeah, you guys need to stand up a bit. Just stand up or just move around. And who's looking for a job? Sunil, are you hiring?
Yeah.
Yeah, please go to Sunil. I want to work. Are you hiring? Yeah, I'll send my CV. Anyways. Okay, hi guys. My name is Zai. I'm from Singapore. 2 times Amazon best-selling author. I've written 2 books, Turn Your Passion into Profits, and 5 things I love about being a woman. I am an international speaker. Obviously, I was from Singapore and I came to Batam. Now I'm international. Betul kan? Yeah, thank you. Yeah. So, guys, I was invited to speak in Morocco. I've been to London, Romania, some other parts of the world. And anyways, let's start with the first one. What's the next slide? Yeah. So maybe I'll just do a quick introduction to this picture? What do you see there? It's an X-ray of my beautiful spine. There's, I think, 8 screws, 2 metal rods. It happened to me 13 years ago. Was in a cab, met an accident, fractured, dislocated my spine, and doctor said I will not be able to walk anymore. Even after the operation, Ms. Zai, 95% of the chance you will not be able to walk anymore. How cool is that?
No good, I can see walking.
It's a miracle. Why is a miracle? Because I am born to serve you guys, I guess. Alhamdulillah. So, but the only thing in my mind that time at A&E was, dear God, I cannot die because I haven't taken my mom to Paris. Who wants to hear the story of Paris? So anyways, this happened long ago, and at that time I was a makeup artist. I used to model, I did a lot of henna art and stuff. So I was a big fan of America's Next Top Model. So you can imagine, right? Paris, why Paris? I don't know, but anyways, I haven't taken her there. I'm planning to this year or next year, inshallah. So my story is about turning passion into profits. But I would like to start with sharing how I turn pain into power. Because a lot of times we decide on, okay, tomorrow I want to sell this thing, I want to do this business or whatever. But we forget about, a lot of us are so fearful to even get started. How many of you here wants to do something but you are afraid to get started? Anyone? No way.
It's true.
Yeah. Oh, you get started, you're 2 steps ahead, and then you move 10 steps back. Udah mula, then you just like, oh, I cannot, I want to give up. Yes, anyone?
Yeah.
Yeah, there you are. Okay, so I want to share a bit of my story of, I've built like 4 brands. 1 I gave up, because I didn't want to do it anymore. 2 have touched $1 million mark, alhamdulillah. But eventually I had to move forward into this space of academy because of writing books, of speaking, empowering, doing video logging and stuff. It's fun because, and the basic idea is, I believe in living my dreams and living a legacy. I know that by doing this, if I die tonight or tomorrow, people will eventually benefit from my books, from the videos, and whatever I've imparted, it will be a ripple effect. Yeah?
Yes.
Inshallah. So, whatever you want to do, set intention first, have the end vision, and then set on the mission. So I started when I was about 20. I was doing henna art. I met a friend. I was in Singapore. I met a friend and she went like, "Hey Zai, do you want to take henna art to Japan?" And I'm like, "Japan? Why not?" So right after school, I bought my tickets and stuff with my friend, and 2 days into the flight, I told my mom, "Mommy, I'm traveling to Japan." And she was like, "Huh?" I'm like, "Yeah, it was only 2 weeks, so don't worry." I stayed in Japan for 6 months to do henna art. And over there it was so fun because, so this thing is about taking the first step first. I didn't know what I was signing up for. I just said, okay, let's go. So I went to Japan, did henna art. I was interviewed by Tokyo FM, Army magazines. It was so fun. And I had to stay there for 6 months because I was not just doing henna art, I was teaching it to the Japanese. Not only in Tokyo, I was also in Nagoya, in Osaka, and other parts of Japan. And the best part was Japanese would come to Tokyo when I was there to learn. Fun, right? And I couldn't speak a word of Japanese at the time. I only knew like, Ohayo gozaimasu, arigatou gozaimasu, too. But after a month, I had to learn the language because the Japanese refused to speak English because they are perfectionists and they didn't want to make any mistakes. So thank you, Japanese. I could speak Japanese after a month. Cool?
Yeah.
So if they don't want to learn, you learn. Alright? So after Japan, everything was so cool. It was like so exciting. I love Japan. I love the people. I said, okay, I need to live in this country. That's it. So I went back to Singapore. We wanted to like raise funds and stuff, right? Then the media in Singapore picked up our story. 2 Singaporean girls brought henna art to Japan. Suddenly we became foreign talents. And in Singapore, for those of you who may think Singapore is amazing, we only appreciate foreign talents. So if you are foreigners, cubalah. Yeah. Singaporeans, no. But yeah. No. I'm in trouble. Anyways, so anyway, I came back to Singapore, media picked us up. Suddenly we had like lots of corporate bookings and events and bridal bookings for almost 2 years. They wanted us to do henna for them. So not just doing henna, I started doing face painting. nail art, airbrush tattoo, name it. We had like 20-30 fringe activities for corporate D&Ds. And the money was good, it was fun. 1 hour, you get lots of money, and then I started training artists. So we get a pool of trainers and we did a lot of fun stuff. Then, this happened. 2 years into the game, 2005, April 22, met with an accident, fracture dislocated the spine. I was like, oh no, what happened? The truth was, I was tired. I had money, I was having fun, I was traveling, I had friends. But there was a big sign at the back of my head saying, hey, take a break. You know, take a chill pill, take a break, take a break. And I didn't want to take a break, so God had to hold a jam break for me. So I broke my spine lah, kan? Apa ya? But a year into the accident, the next rebirth day I call it, I said, I told myself, you know, am I going to be a victim for life or do I want to step up and be victorious? So somehow again, what did I do? Let me think. Okay. So again, the accident, I asked myself, victim or victor? If you have pen and paper, please write it down. You have to choose in life if you want to be victim or victor, right? So I said, okay lah, you know I didn't die, God must have a purpose for me. I started questioning the higher forces. I asked God, why didn't I just die? What do you want me to do? Accident or no accident, life is still the same. What is this? Yeah? So then I said, okay, maybe I'll start seeking, learning about life, purpose and all, and I suddenly got into the path of spirituality. That's when I started reading, learning about Islam. Born Muslim but not practicing, so you can imagine. But never mind, alhamdulillah, I was seeking, and I was in a Methodist school for 5 years, so I'm like exposed to the Bible, chapel and stuff. But having said that, I went to a convert center to learn again about Islam. I found spirituality, started to wear the hijab. But having been a model before, I didn't want to look like a makcik, an auntie. So I said, Alamak, I have a problem with my wardrobe. I have toga and tubes and stuff, and then now, when they wear hijab, I don't want to look like a makcik, so how? So I had a problem, a real problem. So I took my card and my cash, I went to town, I was like, okay, let's try and look for something. There was nothing that was easy. You know, if they had dresses or blouses, it was still there. You know, like, it was like never the ideal fashion. 10 years ago. Now, hijab wear is like pasar malam on social media. This is 10 years ago. Okay guys, so don't get into the hijab business now. If you want to, yeah, make sure you have strong branding and makeup. Maybe like Nilofa and all those people. But anyway, 10 years ago, sorry. So that was the problem. I said, oh no, I need a solution. So I was blessed. I was traveling that period. London, Cyprus, Syria, 40 days trip with my niece. There I found a few hijab fashion. So I managed to change my wardrobe a bit slowly. I brought back some stuff for some friends. And then 10 years ago, I started taking selfie of stuff that I brought. When I travel, I like to buy extra stuff back. Because I have some followers at that time. They'll take pictures of a selfie. The first 5 minutes that I put something up on my Facebook, I made my first $25. I said, dude, this thing works. Right? So I had extra like this and some stuff. First 5 minutes, since can I have 5 of these, $25? I'm like, okay, cool, this is gonna work. So I said, I'm gonna start the hijab business. So remember, I was doing henna, that I started my online business. That went so well, like, it was hobby lah. I did it for fun. I made about 5-10K a month. So okay lah, solopreneur, as I like, and yeah, free time. Anyway, then after I need water, thirsty. Anyways, so after the online business, I got bored. I said, there is something else bigger that I need to do. I want to step up my game. What is it? So then I was reading the Quran. It was in Arabic, and I'm like, I want to understand the language. I don't want to read blindly, right? But the truth was, I was a bit sick and tired of staying in Singapore, and I wanted to travel, so I needed an excuse to travel. So I booked a ticket to Jordan. I was there for a few months. Then after Jordan, I was in Morocco. Then I was in Yemen. Almost 2 years. Travel, learn, and go to Spain. Then travel. It was good. So I came back from learning Arabic. I actually engaged a tutor to learn Arabic calligraphy. So while I was there, and before I traveled, I tried learning the language. It was so hard because I don't get it. Like, why can I speak Japanese in 1 month, but I can't even pick up Bahasa Arab? Who have learned Arabic before? Anyone? Susah kan? It's like impossible, right? So then I said, okay, if I cannot learn it here, maybe I need an immersion program. So there it really helped. And I learned Arabic, I learned calligraphy. I came back, I drew up a read, write, speak Arabic program. What am I trying to share here? When you learn something, you apply. After you apply, you can teach what? Because I spend a lot of money overseas, right, to learn, and I really want to learn it so that I want to teach it so that I make it simpler for other people. So those of you who learn, apply and make money lah, back. Then you can learn some more. Seeking knowledge is important. Who said that? Richard. Yeah? Thank you so much. Can I drink? So after Jordan, Morocco, Yemen, came back, I managed to do a translation for Channel News Asia, the newsroom in Singapore. And also I was invited to speak at the, I was invited to teach at Singapore Management Uni, Arabic Business Conversation. Cool? Yeah, so I was doing the henna business, online business, and I was teaching Arabic, and life was good. Like, I woke up at any time I want. I was reading most of the time. I just did whatever I want. And then there was this magic call. There's this lady who Facebook follower as well. She was like, hey Zai, can I speak to you? And she said, Zai, I need to speak to you. So I said, okay, let me call you. And once we got on the phone, we spoke for about 10 minutes. And she went like, hey Zai, thanks for speaking to me, because I was just thinking of committing suicide. And I feel better now. That was very heartbreaking. Yeah? I was scared, but I acted cool. I was really scared. I was like, why did God send this person to me, right? And I was really scared, but I maintained my composure. I was like, no, if you need anything, just give me a call, if it's anything or whatever. But anyways, I decided that, I have to write a book. Maybe helping people to turn their passion into profits would help. So then I wrote this book, and I thought, okay lah, I've solved people's problem. And then people started calling me, and after reading the book, they started crying. Say, Zai, what do we do now? And I'm like, I don't know. I don't know. So I started interviewing them again, asking them, like, what's the problem? What are you looking for? And stuff. And then I was like, okay, I need to run maybe a program, a workshop. And that's how I started speaking, running live events. And also I grew up a sisterhood mentorship program. Thank you.
So, what I learned from this evening event, it started to disturb my mind. Because 2 out of 3 speakers, it means 67%, have experienced near to death accident. So I'm start wondering, should I be experienced near death accident to be a successful person? Can I make this kind of, may I ask Mr. Rahul now to make some kind of comment. Have you been experienced a near death accident?
Actually, yes.
My goodness! So we'll be our next speaker tomorrow. So this has become a bigger challenge for everybody. So be prepare yourself. Buy an insurance. Okay, buy insurance, especially for kind of accidents, and especially if you have an accidents outside of the countries, because you know, kind of transportation, everything. Yeah. So So who wants to be an agent for the insurance? So better sell it now, because everybody in this room who wants to be a, how can you say, a successful entrepreneur or successful speakers. But then that's part of the life anyway, so we have to deal with it. So, but I would prefer to be myself right now. So I consider myself a successful already without that near death accident. Okay. So I look at a different angle anyway. So then our next speaker is the youngest speakers on the whole 2.5 days of this event. So let's call Balkis Khalila. So be a team hero for your country. Oh, it's still very young, so I feel ashamed to myself.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Morning.
I know it's very good morning, but we need to keep our spirit as a young generation, right? Is there any young generation here? So, also I'm here with my friends. So she can remind me if I forget something. Is it okay?
Yes.
Okay. My name is Balkis. I'm 16 years old. Now I'm entering my senior year in Pembangunan Jaya High School, Jakarta. So, hero. What is in your mind when you heard about hero? Is it a... I'm sorry, wait a minute. Okay, I'm sorry, is there any mistake? So, what is in your mind when you heard about hero? Is it Captain America? Superman? Iron Man?
Wonder Woman.
No, it's not Iron Man. It's not Iron Man. Hero is an only person who have strong physical or safe people's life. But this person who is admired and idolized for courage, outstanding achievement, and noble qualities. It can be man, woman, old, or even young. It can be teenagers. So at this time, I will share a little bit of my story that until now still trying to be a teen hero for Indonesia. It all started when I joined student company in my school. I was very curious with this program. As you heard, student company, where the student must build a company, a real company with the president director, finance, HR, and production team, as well as public relations. But the difference is there will be a competition between one student company with other student company, and from different school. Wait a minute. At first, I just interested to be part of it. But I don't know why, suddenly I raised my hand to be one of the candidates for president director. But it seems that all of my friends support me. Then, after we met the structure, I think being a president director is not as easy as I thought it was. Not to mention, I must manage 20 girls with a boy that have many different perspectives and ideas. You know, teen girls have a lot of dramas, and I need to take different action between my social life and this company. After we made the structure, then we do a discussion about what kind of company that we will make, what kind of product we will produce, and what is marketing strategy, and all those confusing things. But fortunately, my school was have a partnership with Junior Achievement Indonesia, or we usually call it Prestasi Junior Indonesia. It is an NGO who made competition around the world. So after we do a discussion, we unify our vision and vision. Then we came up with Entreprezo Nature Indonesia. We are here because of our love to Indonesian environment and our proud to be Indonesians youth. Do you know that Indonesia has the largest tropical rainforest?
Yep.
But there is 1 million cubic meter waste sawdust in Indonesia per year. Illegal logging is still 300% more than official logging. And there is no natural carbon pressure in Indonesia. From all the problems, we finally create the solution. That is Semerbak Nusantara, natural fragrances of Indonesian archipelago. As a young generation, our commitment is stronger to enrich people's knowledge about heritage, conserve the environment, and guarantee sustainability through our products that are natural by air freshener and our new innovation, Fresh Dish. As you can hear from the name, Fresh Dish is actually a flash drive. But when you plug into your devices, you can hear songs and smell Indonesian fragrance at the same time from a flash drive. To show this is Berbak Nusantara, we use natural fragrances from Indonesia, and we have 6 variants so far, and each variant is represent Indonesia. You can check out our product at the back of this room. Okay, then we joined this student company competition. In there, a judges say, it was a great idea, but what about the market? And then we answer here by saying, we have found that if we take 1% of the car selling growth in Indonesia times our selling price, we will generate 5 billion rupiah. Probably it's not a big calculation, but we think that it's enough for us to take a big step for Indonesia. Then, after we worked hard through all the difficulties, finally, we became the winner of Indonesia Student Company Competition. And we got the prize that we will represent Indonesia to Asia Pacific Company of the Year competition in Beijing, China. There, we compete with 22 teams for 14 countries in Asia Pacific. 2 of them are Malaysia and Singapore. We arrived in Beijing on 29th of March. My first impression was, wow, I would like to have a lot of new friends here. A lot of stories, a lot of new experiences. And in this competition, there will be 4 types of judging. First, we must submit our company report to the judges that include all of information about our company. Then, we must do a presentation that include also all of the information in our company, only for 4 minutes. Then, there were an interview section with the judges. And the last thing is, we must design and show our booth at the fair section. At the judging time, we received quite a lot about compliments. The judges were really like our ideas that we present and show in Indonesia. Also, in the fair section, we are wearing baju bodo. It's a traditional clothes from Makassar, and some people loved it. There, I was visiting several booths from other countries. I also saw some companies presenting their creative ideas and their innovation product. At the time, I feel that my confidence decreased because they were really amazing. But because of the support from my parents, from my teachers, from my team, and realized that I came there because of Indonesia, my confidence finally became more stronger. And unexpectedly, we also become the first winner of Junior Achievement Company of the Year competition. We got prizes. 3 of my friends and I got a scholarship to several universities in the USA. Also, besides that, we are invited to join Junior Achievement Global Youth Forum in Mexico last March. And then we arrived in Junior Achievement Global Youth Forum. Is a forum that brings together 500 students from 50 countries around the world. There will be a competition, a keynote speaker, seminar, workshop, and networking section, networking time, and then team building activities. We will arrive in Mexico on 8th of July. I'm sorry, I'm nervous. I was really excited to meet a lot of new friends from another side of the world, like America, Africa, and Europe. I've met new friends from Mexico itself, Argentina, Germany, Brazil, and other countries. I've learned a lot from them. I can see clearly that they really love and proud of their country. Each of them bring their own flag, and they are gathered together singing their national anthem. What I love is that they are really appreciate and respect each other. In this forum, I also joined entrepreneurial fair competition, with the same type of competition that I joined in Beijing. Again, with the intention to be team hero for Indonesia, we work hard to think more about Indonesia because that the uniqueness of it becomes the attraction. And finally, because of all the hard work, we become the first winner of entrepreneurial fair. We also received scholarship to attend same forum like this in Brazil this October and Argentina next year. Having a priceless opportunity of getting to know so many people from so many different places, being able to remember the importance of respecting the differences, having a chance to have fun and learn so much at the same time, to spend such a remarkable week along with some incredible people, to share so many special moments about the uniqueness of Indonesia is something I will always be grateful for. This feeling like this that I want all of Indonesian people to realize. Not only Indonesia, but all teenagers in this world must have love and nationalism for their country. I know not many people. I know not many people in this world can have these experiences, but we don't have to visit other countries to have a sense of love for our countries, right?
Yes.
We can start by make a small change for our country, giving positive impact for the environment as well as the society, the culture, the heritage. Start a business that will giving impact also to the environment. And the point is, start it with something you love, believe it, and spread it to the world. That's all from me. I'm sorry if there were minutes.
Wow. Yeah. Our youngest speaker tonight about business, Kalila. So she's been achieving so many things. Never send you haze free of charge anymore. But when we are not sending you haze, you have to pay Indonesia. Okay? That's the idea to get money. So when you're 4 years free of haze, then please pay us. Yeah, this is to ensure that the forestry is good and we will maintain, and we also make sure that the community can safeguard our forest. Right? So please send this kind of comment to your government, Malaysian and Singaporean, so we will make sure your air is free of haze. Yeah. Then so that's a wild idea anyway. But if it's work, then it makes money. Our next presenter will be Mrs. S.K. Wong, and she will deliver the Entrepreneur Insight. So please welcome, big applause to Miss S.K. Wong.
I really enjoyed that. Thank you so much. So glad to be here. Now, please raise your hand if you aspire to be an entrepreneur. Quite a few. How many of you already a business owner? Okay, so about the same. Right, great. Same. A few years ago, I read about a book, and I guess a lot of you must have heard of the same book as well. It's called Rich Dad Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki. That book itself changed my mind about a lot of things about money, finance, and businesses. And since then, I always aspired that one day in the future, I wanted to run my own business as well. But how many of you are also aware about the statistic that 70% of the new companies fail within a year? How many? Well, quite a few knowing that as well. Me too. But this thing is not it's not something that everybody knows about. Although this statistic might be different from country to country, but in general, the odds of being successful is just very thin. Knowing the fact that it is easy to fail, but still I want to run a business, I thought, can I do something to increase my chance of being successful? Well, I don't really have the near-death experience as all the speakers here. The other chance that I have is, I thought that maybe I should learn from somebody else who have the experience. So last year, I conducted a series of interviews. I meet up of at least 50 entrepreneurs, ask them about their journeys, about the lessons learned, and the mistakes, so that maybe from there I get a few good tips that I could implement in my future business. Here today, I'll share with you a few key mistakes that most of the new entrepreneurs made, and what are the lessons learned that we could also all implement in our businesses. Now, one thing that I keep hearing from all the entrepreneurs are, you know what? Don't fall in love with your own idea. A lot of ideas, a lot of times that we tend to think that our ideas are the greatest one. We want to have an idea that if you love it, my mom loves it, usually other people will love it as well. But that might not be usually the case. We tend to think that, even just like our parents think that our babies may be the ugliest in the world, but we still say that they're the cutest. Same as our business ideas. But we might not have enough insights to justify that our ideas are really good, our ideas are really something that could bring values to other people. We tend to come with an idea and straight away design as a product and then try to find market fits later. But that might not be the very good sequence. The better sequence, and you're learning in the morning this day as well, is actually to identify a problem first and then design the solution to solve that problem, and then be the solution provider. In that case, it is easier to make sure that we have a really good idea that people will also think the same thing and make a profit out of it as well. Now, how could we find out that whether our ideas are really good and if someone else really also having the same love for our ideas? Like just now, one of the speakers also mentioned, Rich mentioned as well, conduct the market research. As simple as that, just ask. If we have this idea, we could reach out to our target audience. Do you have the same type of problem? And what kind of solutions could solve your problem? Try not to ask hypothetical questions such as, if you have this kind of problem, or if someone else come up with this product, will you buy it? So try not to ask this kind of hypothetical question, but ask more for their facts, for their actual opinions, so that we get a real feedback, and then refine the idea, refine the solution based on the feedback. Now, besides asking about from the future potential users, the other way is to conduct market research on the competitors. Why not? First, understand that are they already players in the market who are already doing the same thing? Are they someone providing the same solutions? If no, why not? What are the market barriers that stopping people from joining this market? But if someone else already in the market, then ask a different question. What can we do better than the competitors?
Yeah. And for you who haven't even feel that near-death experience yet, don't even go there.
I
Yeah.
don't want to volunteer.
Yeah. Don't even go there. Yeah. Don't let yourself be pushed so hard that you need a second change just to do the best. Yeah. Just to give, just to connect with people around you. It's not a good experience. It's not a pleasant experience. And then, yeah, today I was thinking, what should I speak here in front of you guys, because you are already supermen. But then I think about the them that is being given to me, celebrate, collaborate. I think of one thing. Where else do you want to be collaborating with people? In the area of losers or in a place full of champions? Which one? The first one or the second one? I haven't heard your voice. The first one or the second one? So here we are. Yeah? We are in a place full of champions. Look at on your right and your left. Look at them. Look at Sunil. Yeah? Look at Zai. Yeah? They are champions. They are people who have something to give to the people around them. So this is the time to open up. And this is a very glorious moment for me. Yeah, it's thank you. Yes?
He's the champion.
Yeah! And he's a conference champion. What is it? Yeah, good distraction. So I forgot what I was But give a plus to Sunil. Okay, so this is the best place to collaborate, yeah, the champions. One thing that is also very remarkable for me is from Suli this morning, because I just learned about it a few days ago. There are two different kind of people, the takers and the givers. Yeah, the takers, what they do? They take, yeah, they come to you, and what they do, they ask. They take your energy, yeah. You try to fulfill them, you try to help them, but they can never feel enough. They just take and 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 take until you're tired. True? And what do? They create another taker. Why? Because even if you're a giver, when you meet a taker and you can't escape from this taker, you will get tired and you will be another taker. And not only you, the taker will create a lot of more takers. That's why Sunil told us that, the 24 hours rule. Why? Because when you have an argument with people, when you have conflicts outside, you will become a taker. That's that. And the other side, in the opposite side, there's this giver. What does a giver do? What does a giver do? They keep giving. Yeah? They have a lot of energy. They have abundance. Yeah? In themselves. They share. Yeah? They collaborate. They do partnership. They open up. Why? Because they have a lot of things here. And what does a giver create? Another giver. Yeah? Because somebody who can really give something and fulfill others, they will make the others feel fulfilled and they will share. And here are what the champions here can do. The purpose of this very summit, one of the hope, one of the expectation is for us to collaborate, to connect with each other, and to be givers. We give here, Sunil have given you his insight, Suli has given you his insight, even the chef, with a lot of struggle, he gave us the insight. And so, one of the things that I have just realized now that the summit is going to be over tomorrow. This forum, the new forum that I have already said, will be over tomorrow in no time. And we have not a lot of time to connect with you guys. But this is the time for us to open up, to be open up to the other people, to really connect, to really celebrate what we have here. Not by having a party, it will be too much, but we can celebrate what we have within ourselves. We can be grateful, like what we did yesterday with the monk. So I will ask you all to close your eyes. It's okay. Have an open body position. Yeah. Make an open body position. So you open body. Yeah. Open body position. Okay. Let us all close our eyes here. Yeah. Very good. It's okay. Nobody will leave you here alone in this room. Yeah. And take a deep breath and feel that every air that comes to your lungs is a grace. Release. And take another deep breath. who's maybe losing something, they kept going on. Dear me, thank you for these 2 wonderful days. You have raised a lot of things here. You have risked your time, maybe even your money. You have risked all the efforts. You embraced maybe 1 or 2 rejections today. And you all do that because you're now a giver. Because you're giving. You really have a big heart to come here and to have the intention to make a partnership. Create things for this life and for this world. Dear me, I really love you. I'm sorry if I have been being hard for you. Please forgive me. I love you. Take a deep breath. When you're ready, you can open your eyes and see that you are a star among all the stars in this world. So guys, before going to sleep tonight, please note that it is not for everyone to be in this room. There's no coincidence. Something big must have been prepared for you. That's why you're here today. Your life is not without purpose. And one of the ways to fulfill this purpose is to collaborate. It's to celebrate what's among you. So, for tonight, I just want to say thank you and have a good rest. And I will see you again tomorrow. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Bezi. Big applause again to Bezi. So we have learned a lot from this morning from 8:30 in the morning. So a lot of presenters with a very high quality, how can I say, presentation and full of meat. And we've learned a lot of things here. And another thing is also, please add me in your Facebook. You will be my third Indian friend. The other 2 is a real Indian. Yeah. Oh, I think they invite Indonesian. Yeah, that's why he knows. Oh, I invite 9, Indonesian will come 10. Okay, that's fine. Anyway, that's normal in Indonesia. Then you have to get used to it. But then when you go to work, especially you're still working in the offices and with a very tight schedule, don't ever try at your workplace, yeah? You will get warning later. So, but you're an entrepreneur, as a boss you can come a bit late, but don't tell your employee to come late. Discipline is one thing to get into the success level. Okay, see you tomorrow, 9 a.m. In the same room. Will be our honor to serve you again tomorrow.